Yeah, it's about 10:21 a.m. on this Monday, September 11th, 9/11, of course. Prayers and condolences to those that were lost in that tragedy. This is also known as Patriot Day, sort of a national, official, and non-official holiday, if you will, to commemorate that moment in time. But anyway, you see the title there, you read the description, and this is no joke. I'm not even I'm not even 2 weeks in. Today's my start of my third week. And they decide to give us VTO. VTO, otherwise known as voluntary time off, as far as me and my sister's job is concerned, is basically given out when things are slowed down. Things are not up to par like they should be. And for today, as I mentioned in the description, thanks to a power outage due to a very humid thunderstorm this past weekend that I don't think was really scheduled. It was never really scheduled. I mean, they said we'd probably get humid weather, stuff like that, but I don't think they scheduled a thunderstorm. But yet, here we are. We had one. And how do I know that? Because this past Saturday, I was on the computer and I was recording out of my PS4 some of my CAW League's matches, in a season preview, my Creator Wrestling League matches in the season preview. Basically, the power ran out. The lights were flickering a little bit, and then all of a sudden, pew! It went out for about a few seconds, then came back on. Not only did we have a power outage in my area briefly, we had a power outage here a little afterwards. Because they ended up getting basically, I guess you could say, the heart of it. Well, I wouldn't say the heart of it, but basically they got the majority of it. They got the thunder, they got the lightning, and they got some rain. And a little after we lost our power, they lost theirs. And some places around here in Patterson lost their power for quite a while. And because of that, it's affected a lot of jobs. Warehouse jobs, in my case. So, yeah, basically, today, I go into work. My mom drives me into work, like she does. And then, I'm in work. I'm looking for my sister. Obviously, I can tell she's not there. So I'm thinking either she's coming in late or she's using her UA, unexcused absence, or unplanned absence, if you will, to call out or to, stay home. And I guess she made the right move. She even told me, guess I made the right move kind of deal. Because not even 4 hours in, just barely 4 hours in, we get called up to the front again. Now, in the morning, we have the morning meeting, the morning gathering, the morning group call, if you will. We get together and we do our stretches, morning stretches and everything, get the kinks out of us and all that. And then after that, we go to where we're assigned. And today, me and my fellow hirees from 2 weeks ago were assigned to stripping. So we went to stripping. And that's where we were. Now, we didn't have many trucks, and I'm thinking, well, it's Monday, they still need time to catch up and everything, because, that's what they do. You could take one truck, you could strip and clean out one truck, tell that, send out the info, hey, this truck's or this trailer is ready to be pulled out so another one can come in, and everything. Usually that's how the day goes, or you get assigned to an area that's connected to what you were hired, or hired for, I should say. And what happened was, instead of being hold on. I knew she was gonna call. Is that her? That's what I'm thinking. Hello? In this case, record messages and give it to them. Basically, but yeah, basically getting back to it. But yeah, basically she called because I told her what was going on. So she wants me to call the maintenance guy to come to see if he can come today and fix the front blinds for us. Because, you know, the front blinds, even though they're still up, they're kind of sagging. They're getting to the point where they might fall, and she doesn't want that to happen. So she has to kind of, I guess, you know, I guess you could say she has to, what's the, she has to jimmy it together, you know. Basically, she has to, you know, do a hand kind of, I guess you could say jimmy it together, whatever that word is, to where you just do something temporarily and it holds, you know, for a bit. So she had to do that, and she knows that she had the feeling it's not going to last long, and so she wants to get it fixed as soon as possible, you know. But yeah, I told my sister, like I mentioned, and my sister even laughed about it and said, you know, she obviously made the smart move not to come in, and because again, she's been there longer than me, so she's been through this before. And she decided, you know what, I'm just gonna, you know, maybe I'll just try to change my unplanned absence to voluntary time off, because I guess you could do that or something. Anyway, you know, but anyway, like I was saying, they basically, like I said, I came into work and everything, and you know, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna work and everything, and you know, again, we're doing our job, like I mentioned, stripping and cleaning the trucks out, you know, getting ready for other trucks to show up and work on them. But you could tell something was a little different. Like I mentioned, you could tell like something was off a little bit, and we found out basically through this meeting. Now, at first, I'm thinking it's got to be this community thing they talked about, but I thought, you know, they talked about, I should say, at the beginning, you know, of the day in the morning meeting, and you know, I thought maybe it was that, but I was also thinking, well, wait a minute, isn't that for certain people? I don't get it. So, anyway, long story short, one of the front end managers, she said, look, you know, things are slow today because of the power outage over the weekend that basically caused everything to get backed up, to be shot to heck and everything, you know. So all the areas that we normally would have going right now need to, you know, be up and, you know, need to, you know, have time to be up and running and everything. So they said, look, you want to do this? Go ahead and do this. And me, and I don't know what it was, but me and everybody else that was working on the trucks, you know, we decided, all right, we're going to take the VTO, because it's like, well, if you're going to, because one of the things they said, as I mentioned, I think I mentioned before my mom called, mentioned was they talked about, you know, sending those that would be in the areas like my sister would be, which is PTL, pick to light, or EAS tagging, or PNA receiving, high tech, if you will. You know, they basically would be sent over to where I'm at, where, you know, they're still going to work, because it's not as effective, you know, not effective, but not as affected, you know, as their areas. You know, power outage didn't destroy their, you know, didn't, you know, well, I wouldn't say destroy, but didn't slow down their work and everything, you know. So they would have been sent over to where I was, to stripping, to Amazon. There you go. Yeah, and that was the that was the crosswalk, believe it or not. But yeah, they basically would have been sent over to my area, and that would have made things a little too crowded. So a lot of us are like, oh, we'll just go home early. And a lot of the new people went home early because they probably realized, look, this might be the only shot we have. And even if they keep us, because this job that we all have, that we're all hired for, is seasonal, it could be permanent. Pray to God it's permanent. I'll put that in your prayers that this job becomes permanent for me. But, we know that, hey, this is something that's either going to be permanent or it's going to be temporary. And this is an opportunity that we're not going to get even during a temporary run, permanent or temporary. So, so we decided to take it, and like I said, me and this other girl that were working on a truck together, on some trucks together and some other stuff, we both said, okay, fine. We hear this along with, hey, the people from PTL and, EAS and other areas on the other side of the warehouse are going to come over to our side because the power outage caused them to go for a bit. It's like, okay, fine. Well, it's like, okay, fine. They're going to come over to our area. They'll probably take over our positions. We're out of here. We're done. So we decided just to take the opportunity. And before you say anything, I do not think it's going to affect us possibly being chosen to be permanent members, of the warehouse, permanent employees, not just seasonal. I don't think it'll affect us in that manner. Now I know you're thinking, well, you don't know that. You don't know if it won't affect you in that way, because sometimes what companies do is they offer this, VTO, and they use it as bait. They use it as a test. Like, will the newbies take it? Or will they show they want to be here? And that is a true fact. That is a true fact. A lot of companies do stuff like that. But my sister has been with them long enough to where she has pretty much, in her own way, told me, or at least assured me, that nothing really bad will happen. I mean, my nephew who works there has already taken several, as far as I know, not many, but several unplanned, absences. That's what he's done. So it's several, not many. And some of them are, with reason. Like, he recently squashed his hand in receiving, so he had to take time off. So, so he still got paid for that. But again, it's one of those it's basically one of those situations to where, when the opportunity knocks, you take it. And I'm taking this opportunity. I'm taking it to basically say, hey, I'm going home. I'm going to relax my body. And I'm going to be up and ready for tomorrow. Because usually when I get home, I have time to myself. But be honest with you, the time I have is like, 3:55 to about, I would say, if she doesn't stop for anything, 6:30. Barely 2 hours. It's like an hour and 80 minutes. Not 80 minutes, but an hour and 20 minutes, basically. That's what it is, an hour and 20 minutes. Which isn't bad. Well, not an hour and 20 minutes, what am I saying? But basically 2 hours, 20 minutes. That's what I'm saying. 2 hours, 20 minutes. That's what I'm saying, because 3:55 to 5:55 is 2 hours, and, 2 hours, and 2 hours and 20 minutes. So again, and that's enough time and everything, but it's not, not like the kind of time you would want to where you could be like, I could do this, I could do that, I could catch up on this, I could catch up on that. It's not that kind of time frame. And this is an opportunity for me to have that time frame that I used to have. Now again, I know some people might think, well, maybe they did this, and everything, and they didn't have to. They could have easily just had a certain group come over and say, hey, we're going to give you VTO, and the others will stay. We won't tell them. And they could have left it at that. Yeah, they could have done that, but that would have been unfair, because then word would have gotten out that, hey, these people got let out early, but we got stuck here. It's like, what's the point? You know, what's the point? So a lot of us newbies are like, look, you know, we know we're not going to get another shot at this, you know, unless another big thunderstorm happens, you know, so we're just going to take the opportunity while we got it. You know, we're going to take the opportunity while we got it to, you know, have a little freedom to do things that maybe we didn't think we'd be able to do due to the fact that we were working. I mean, think about this. If you live in a big city, right? If you live in a big city, you know, and everything, if you live in a big city, not saying this is a big city or anything, but still, it's a decent sized town that's on the verge of it. You know, it's on the verge of it. But anyway, let's say you live in a big city and you have a lot of amenities in front of you. One of those amenities could be a movie theater. Let's say the movie theater opens up at 10 in the morning with the showings. They start doing the showings, you know. And normally you'd be at work thinking, well, if I want to see this movie in the big screen, I'm going to have to wait till the weekend. Guess what? Now you have the opportunity to go see it because you have time. You have time given to you unexpectedly, but yet here it is. So it's one of those days to where now I'm going to be able to go home, and with the possibility of the maintenance guy coming in to fix the blind, you know, I'm going to pretty much have a lot of time to myself to do what I want. You know, just do what I want, if you will. And, you know, I know I'm not going to get another opportunity like this. I mean, when I worked at Walmart, I got this opportunity, I hate to say it, but we got this opportunity a lot. We did, especially in the summer. We got this a lot. You know, and what's interesting and what's crazy is that a power outage wouldn't even stop us, you know, from doing a full day at work. Like, I could be working at Walmart right now after the power outage that happened over the weekend, and I could basically be still working. Like, there would not be any, hey, you want to go home early? You want to go home early? You know, there wouldn't be any of that. You know, I'm not saying there wouldn't be, but honestly, there wouldn't be much, because, you know, it might be busy, and it's like the second Monday of the month. You know, for some people, they got their Social Security, they got their unemployment, you know, the EBT, you know, so it's one of those situations where you're like, okay, you know, it's going to be busy, you know, power outage over the weekend be damned. So there won't be no VTO kind of thing going on there unless it's really slow, unless it's really, really slow, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I got the opportunity to, you know, here to go home early because of the slowdown, because of the power outage. And you know, it's just one of those opportunities that you can't shake your head against. You know, so I'm taking it. And again, I don't think honestly it's a test or anything to see whether or not, you know, we really want to be there or anything. I don't think it's a test. I think mainly, you know, it's just an opportunity that is unexpectedly presented to us because of what happened. And that's it. That's it. So, hold on for a sec. But yeah, like I said, that's it. Yeah, hold on for a sec. Yeah, sorry about that. But like I said, it's an opportunity you don't shake your head at, because you know it's probably never going to happen again. And what in the name? Somebody had an accident. But anyway, like I said, it's an opportunity you're not going to be able to have ever again. So, I thank God for that. And you know what? And you know what? I think this is why my sister likes this job, because, they let you know, hey, this is an opportunity you're not going to get that, well, not going to get, but this is an opportunity that at least they're letting you know of. Like, they're basically telling you, hey, we're giving you this opportunity if there's any kind of slow up due to the fact that, business is slow, or basically, I guess you could say what would the word be for warehousing? The pattern is thrown off. So yeah, it is an opportunity, and I'm taking it, along with everybody else. And again, I know I'm repeating myself here, but I don't think it's a test. Because again, as I mentioned, they could have done what some of you probably think they probably could have done, and companies probably do, which is not good. They probably could have talked to the people in the departments that were affected and said, hey, you can get to go home early. We'll not tell them, or excuse me, but basically they could have said, they could have done that. They could have said, hey, they could have gone to the people in the departments that were affected and said, hey, you can go home early, but we're not going to tell anybody else. And yeah, that would be unfair, because the word would get out that, hey, where'd everybody go? People would notice, or word would get out that, hey, they got out early. So, so it's an opportunity that I'm not looking, in the mouth about. I'm not looking down upon. So I'm just happy to have it, and that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to really say. But yeah, outside of that, just like I said, just unexpected, but pleasant surprise and all that. I mean, they could have easily had the new people be like, hey, you're new, because the moment they said new hirers, I'm thinking, oh, they're saying, okay, as far as you, because what I'm trying to say is the moment they said new hires, I'm thinking, oh, we got to stay. That was my first thought. Like they said, as far as you new hires, I'm thinking, because I'm thinking the front end shift lady, shift leader, she's like, when she says, as far as you new hires go, I'm thinking, she's about to say, you got to stay because you're new. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen. And instead, she let everybody go. And she even said, look, we'll be there for you new hires to, log out if you need to log out. Or not if you need to log out, or need help to log out with the VTO. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it was one of those, like I said, it was one of those situations to where when you hear something, spoke of at first, you're thinking, uh-oh, here we go, right? And nope. Instead, basically, we get let out early. We get it let out early, along with everybody else, and we do get paid for it. So, yeah, that's what happened. And I'm on my way now to the bus stop over here near my old job, or across from my old job, and to wait for the bus. And that's all I can really say. But guys, just wanted to come on here, give you a little bit of a live stream, a little bit of a breaking news live stream, or breaking opportunity live stream, just let you know what's going on. And yeah, give me your thoughts down below. Comment if you like. Love to hear from each and every one of you on this. But yeah, let us know. But yeah, just starting my third weekend, and all of a sudden, hey, you get to go home early. And what's funny is that's 2 Mondays, not in a row, but 2 Mondays out of these 3 weeks that I've, these 3 weeks, this one being the new week, that I was let off early. The first one because of orientation, and now because of, hey, the storm decided to screw everybody over, But, yeah, opportunity that I'm not going to knock, and I'm just happy to have it. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are, though. Comment below, live chat during the premiere, like the video. Well, not live chat during the premiere, but live chat in the, you get the idea. I'm always so used to saying live chat, but comment, in the, tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section below and everything. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you know what's going on. And until then, guys, I will talk to you all later. God bless. Take care. Whoa.